Hello everyone, we're live here at Daytona International Speedway for right now qualifying for the dual races and the race number 1 of the Superstar Cup Series here in these trucks new for the Superstar Racing League. As last few seasons we ran the ARCA car and saw a few updates in those ARCA cars, but they have switched to trucks now, so a little bit different here this season. And we're going to start off here like usual at Daytona and for the duels as well. So we've seen about 24 cars already take a lap here. There's about 23 or so left to go that are supposed to line up here, so could be a little bit less. Some people may be missing qualifying as well. So this call, Skylar Jones put it up to 15th place. We're now on the racetrack. It looks like is Tim Big Basketball though, as he's coming to complete his first timed lap. And it's going to be a 51.643. Pretty solid lap time by putting around in 15th place. And it will be 14th for the 93 machine. Up next, looks like we got Caleb Yates in the 821 machine. Rounding his way off of a turn number 4. As we will have the duels later on tonight. We'll do laps for those races. Obviously, kind of checking real life NASCAR. At the field we'll go in the duel 1, and at the field we'll go in the duel 2. It's currently right now Ryan Houston on pole position. And also you see a few different names here than we saw last season. You from the West and East Series as well. So we'll see how those drivers fare with the Cup guys, as Beulah made the jump up to the Cup Series. And so here comes Caleb Yates through 3 and 4. It's down the front straight into the travel he goes. And above that yellow line, it looks like the 51.633. Pretty good lap time. That puts him around 11th. He'll be tied with Alex O'Queen and Nate Bogus for 11th, 12th, and 13th place. Looks like Caleb Yates will just squeeze ahead of those two drivers. It's Daniel Mullock's now here in the 8 machine. He's won at Daytona before here in the Superstar Cup or Superstar Cup Series, and we'll see if he can maybe get a dual win here tonight. As this will set the lineup order for tomorrow, not tomorrow, next week's race at Daytona for race number 1. So it's somewhat important here is also for pit stop selection. Obviously, if you get pole here, you win the race. It'll be a little bit further up pit lane for next week's race at Daytona, so it should help you out just a little bit overall. And obviously, that race should be a fun one. Obviously, Daytona is pretty much a classic here in the Superstar Racing League, as here comes Daniel Mullins. Cross line to 51.591, third driver to get into the 0.5s. And he moves himself up to 3rd place there, right ahead of Ruben Rodas. Up next is going to be Carl Cantona's, according to the sheet, and yes, he's on the racetrack. So, interesting note, Ruben Rodas actually was the first one to go out, and he's still inside that top 5. So it looks like the weather, not sure if we have static weather here tonight, but I believe he's doing a good job staying in that 4th place spot, even being the first one going out. Kind of a lot of pressure on him to start this off. We'll see if anyone else can really get some good laps in here. See if they can maybe get inside that top 5 positions. So here comes Carl Cantona's across the stripe. What will it be? It's a 51.721. Not a good lap there. 738. Not a good lap there for Carl Cantona's. That puts him in 26 out of 28. And he'll have to work his way up through the dual races and see what he can do there. as Isaiah Watrous in that 60 machine. Off turn 4. See what he does here. Come to the stripe. 51.589 puts him in third. It's official, and yes, it does. Puts him inside the top 3 position. And only 4 drivers are cracked inside the .5 so far tonight. See what Dylan Lamp can do in this 55 machine. On the back straightaway, Lamp goes. So we'll see what you can do here through 3 and 4. I mean, not really much you can do here at Daytona. Just kind of hold you still wet, steady, and get good exits. I mean, kind of clean and consistent. But through the line he goes. 51.616. Very good lap time. I'll put him inside in top 10. It puts him in 7th. That 55 machine has Craig Barring now out on the racetrack. So we only have about a few more drivers yet to qualify. About 8 so far, so about 8 will be missing this session that are not in it so far, so we'll see if they'll join late. But now we only have 8 more cars yet to qualify. And 6 of them will, so 6 of the 8 that are missing are already known to miss it, so kind of confirmed before the session went live. Through 24 he goes, off of turn 4, to the stripe for his one and only qualifying lap. Greg Martin through the restart zone he goes into the stripe. 51.589 lap times are picking up here. That puts him up to 3rd. Now we have Nathan Lamont on the racetrack right now. A 66 machine. He's one of the drivers who moved up from the East Series. In the West Series, I believe he was in. Actually, where he goes. Through 3 and 4 he goes, off of turn 4, coming to the stripe. Crossing the line to 51.639, pretty decent, puts him in around 15th, and it'll be 14th for him. Actually, he was the season 2 champion of the ARCA West Series before it ended. So I got moved up. Same with him and Matt Sisler. Those 2 drivers got moved up for from the West Series, as we have Jim McCullough, who's also in the West Series as well. Through 24 he goes. Cola through the trial he goes. The 51.605, that puts him up to 6th place, I believe. And yes, it will. There's now Jared Skinner out on the racetrack right now. A good run last season, finishing 2nd in the points behind Sam Hoff, who was our champion last season. So here he goes, starting his first and only time lap. So stripe he goes, Jared Skinner. 51.592, that puts him up the 6th. As he was a winner last season in Atlanta, which is a super speedway type of racing. And right now on the racetrack is Albert Lopez in the 88 machine. He finished last season 23rd in the points. We're going to probably be a little bit more consistent this season. See an average finish of 24th place last season, so we'll see in his career. Coming across the stripe, 51.658. That puts him in 25th out of 35. As now Sam Hoff, our defending champion, who has, looks like a number change there to the 15, is now on the racetrack right now in the Ram. So hoping here for these trucks, you have the Ram, Toyota, Ford, and Chevy. So you have 4 different types of manufacturers that you can have at your disposal for these teams. So it'll be interesting to see throughout the season, at least race 1 really, when we have all of them on the racetrack, what that'll look like. Through 3 and 4 he goes. Now down the stripe, Sam Hoff, can he get a good starting position for the duel tonight? It's going to be a 51.559, and yes he will. That's pole position there for Sam Hoff. And now second to last here is Donnie Kite here in the 2 machine, coming off of turn number 4. And Sam Hoff, his last 3 starting positions here at Daytona have been first, and second. Will he keep up that streak here tonight? So here comes Donald Kite off of turn number 4. Will he be ahead of Sam Hoff here. Down into the stripe he goes. The last driver to set a lap time. It's going to be a 51.656. Not quick enough. Put him in the mid-20s. 26th place it will be for Donald Kite. And last but not least, it looks like it's going to be Dustin Coggin. Going to go for that pole position here at Daytona. And he knocked off Sam Hoff, who has been tremendous at these super speedways. Even at Talladega, he's up there as well most of the time. Dustin Coggin last season qualified in 10th place here at Daytona. For those who are in the ARCA cars, a little bit different of an animal as well. We'll see if he can improve here in these trucks. But through 3 and 4, looking pretty smooth on that yellow line. Not drifting up too much here. Drifts up a little bit down onto the front straightaway. Coming through the tri-oval for the final driver tonight. It's gonna be a 51.692. That puts him in the lower 20s, actually lower 30s, and 33rd place officially. And so from my point of view, that should wrap up qualifying here tonight, unless we have someone joining late. But all 38 drivers in this session have set a lap time. That puts Sam Hoff currently on pole position tonight, at least. Not sure if he is guaranteed to lock the top two are locked in to pole position in second place like it is in real life, but we'll have to get some clarification on that. Do a little reading research here. Looks like now wrap up qualifying, so Sam Hoff will be on pole position here for the duel as well. So we'll step aside for a little bit and we'll be right back here for duel number 1 here for the Superstar Cup Series in the Superstar Racing League. For race number 0, the duel races. So set up the lineup here for race 1 a week from today. It's Daytona. We'll be right back here on the Legends Racing Network. Hello everyone, we're live here at Daytona International Speedway. Now practicing here for the duel number 1 underway. A little bit less than 3 minutes left in practice here at Daytona International Speedway. The world center of racing here. Daytona Beach, Florida, as we set sights here in the Pro Spill Recovery Duels at Daytona. Duel number 1, like I mentioned. All the odd drivers in qualifying as Sam Hoff the lead to the green in Duel 1. So him and Ryan Housen are locked in on the front row. So Sam Hoff continues his streaks of top 2 finishes or top 2 starting positions here at Daytona. 1 pole in the first 2 races at Daytona. Got 2nd last season. He'll be on pole again here next week at Daytona as well. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for, but he's not won at Daytona yet, so maybe we'll see if that kind of continues there as well. But right now, like I mentioned, practicing away, drivers, and there's a few extra practice laps here, working in the pack with each other as well, practicing pit lane. You'll most likely have to pit at least 1 time here tonight, 40 laps in total, as let's say August, not exactly practicing probably the right thing right now, but now we're looking at Caleb Yates there. Who's working right ahead of him. Let's see, it looks like behind Isaiah Walters in the 60 machine. We're looking at here, just tandeming. Looks like they're coming down pit lane. At least Isaiah Walters says we'll see him how he does on pit lane. That's pretty well it looks like there. His way to pit lane. As boxy goes. Be very important here tonight if we do have a green flag pit stop. On and off pit lane. A little bit under a minute left in practice. Also on the race is Albert Lopez, it looks like. And ahead of him, I believe is Jordan Warnock. Yes, it is. 28 machine. Both of the drivers and monster paint schemes. A little bit different flavors, I believe, though. Obviously, different colors. They'll work their way off the turn 4. Will they come down pit lane here? It looks like they will not, so we're just going to keep going on the racetrack. One driver coming down pit lane. I think that might be Caleb Yates, and yes, it is in the 21 machine. Mark Albert Lopez still working together. Looks like they're going to the inside. And a little practice here, maybe for the race. For Jordan Warnock, maybe a little foreshadowing there. But practice is official there here for duel number 1. So we're going to take a moment here to set up the grid here tonight. Drivers had a pretty nice offseason, about 2 months, I believe, was full length of the offseason. Switching to the trucks could be a little bit different, completely different, really, in the ARCA cars. Obviously, the drivers will adapt nicely in the meantime, but this will be ran at night like usual, like it is in real life as well. Now going up here, we'll see how long it'll take. It looks like they're shifting the gears. I think we should be rolling off here momentarily. Yeah, there they go here. The Pro Spill Recovery Duels at Daytona. Formation lap taking place right now. Take a quick look at our starting lap here for duel number 1. And we got Sam Hoff on pole position. Alongside him is going to be Russell Windsor in a 20 machine. Isaiah Walters will be 3rd. Jared Skinner will be 4th. 5th will be Ruben Rada. 6th will be Dylan Lamp. 7th will be Alex Anderson. 8th will be Jackson Fonstock. 9th will be Nathan Lehman, and Caleb Bates will be rounding up the top 10 position. 11th will be Nate Bogus, 10 minute basketball fan favorite in 12th. Skylar Jones in 13th, Alba Lopez in 14th. 15th, Matt Sisler, Jordan Warnock will be 16th. Dustin Colligan in 17th, Thomas Spencer 18th, and rounding out the field here tonight will be Tate Lapretta, 19th position. So 19 cars, and it rows deep here tonight at Daytona. Take a quick look at also the weather here tonight. How windy is it on those back straightaways and front straightaway? Like pretty low wind, 8 mile per hour from the south direction, so can't really be too much of a factor here when leading. So if there's a little bit higher winds, the leading car has a little bit more trouble pulling away, but being issued here tonight, obviously Daytona restricted plate races. The field getting ready to do battle here for 40 laps in total. Sam Hoff already on pole position for next week's race, just trying to get some racing craft here in the trucks. See what his other drivers, who's going to be strong here, possibly at Super Speedways in these trucks. A lot of unknowns coming into the season. We're about to find out here for race number 1 here tonight. Duel number 1, and it's green here at Daytona. The Pro Spill Recovery. Through the gears they go here, through 1, now through 2, up the race speed here. Drivers already up to 160. They exit off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. They're up to full force here down the back. A good shove here on the inside. Sam Hoff, Isaiah Waltress, and Ruben Rodas as well. And a good shove here. Zero clear on the inside. That's also Alex Anderson. Looking to clear on the inside there. Yes, he will. So Sam Hoff easily a lead lap 1 on the inside lane. So far, the dominant lane here on lap 1. Looks like the outside can maybe get some momentum here on these next few laps. Is Alex Anderson going to move up to racetrack ahead of Russell Windsor. Windsor going to stay behind for now. He has a help from Jared Cena behind him. The inside continues to move forward. Here comes Nathan Lehman. Nate Bogus as well. 66 and 11 machine. It's pretty calm so far, no through-wide action I can see up here so far. Unless you just double file throw on back, but the top 4 kind of single filed on the inside. Alex Anderson with a good run. What can you do on that 67 machine? He comes down the front straightaway, down the back straight, excuse me. On board with that 67 machine, trying to make some things work on the outside line, not able to do much. They rocket their way down the front straightaway into the trouble. The inside looking very, very strong here as of late. It's opening 5 laps of tonight. Ooh, looks like Hawk got a little squiggle there. Here comes Anderson on the outside. He's now side by side with Ruben Rodas off of turn 4. Does he have enough of a run here down the front straightaway? Doesn't look like he has enough help from behind to make things work. There's some good run down the back straightaway. He's now side by side, even with Ruben Rodas. If Windsor can get to the back bumper of Anderson, I think you could have a good shot here, maybe into that race lead. Looks like Windsor just has some decent momentum down the front straightaway. There's a good shove to Anderson. As Anderson looks like he's moving up to second place here, possibly driver of Isaiah Waltress. Right on board Nate Bogus there in the seventh place. You can see Anderson trying to side draft just a little bit on Ruben Rodas, but not side drafting too hard right now. These drivers aren't being too aggressive these opening laps. I think just trying to keep calm here for as of late. Isaiah Waltress, Sam Hoff doing a good job 1 and 2. Haven't even really been touched here on the outside line by Alex Anderson. Anderson, you see side drafting big time of Ruben Rodas. Down the front straightaway he goes. Really gain too much time. James Anderson, good run down the back straight away. He's alongside Isaiah Waltress, and now he's alongside Sam Hoff. Will he be side drafting? Yes, he will. Just barely. Now through 3 and 4. What will it look like for these drivers? As they're side by side, nose to tail, down the front straightaway. And Alex Anderson will be his first laps of the night over Samuel Hoff. Will Anderson clear? Yes, he will. He'll go down in front of Sam Hoff there. Put himself in the race lead. And he's gonna have to work both lanes possibly here if he wants to. Looks at the outside, kind of dying out just a little bit. Jared Skinner trying to push Russell Windsor there on the outside as much as he can. You gotta make sure you keep those temperatures low as well. Don't want to overheat the engine and blow up in front of the field. For the moment right now, we'll take a quick look who's so far the biggest gainer of tonight. Most positions gained. It looks like Russell Windsor falling back just a little bit here. Gonna go on the outside, gonna go 3 wide. Ball back to the back. But so far, Alex Anderson up 6 spots. Nate Labretta up 6 spots, starting in last place. Albert Lopez, Jordan Warnock, and Nathan Lehman up a few spots as well. So not a ton of big movers so far tonight early on, but we're only 9 laps in this race, but it's gonna go out pretty quick. Not a lot of action happening so far, mostly just the inside lane. Same, very much the most dominant lane. We only saw Alex Anderson really charge up to the front at one time, and after that, the outside lane kind of has fallen back, now led by Jared Skinner. It'll be interesting to see when these drivers come down pit lane as well. Obviously pretty early on right now. But we'll see some drivers maybe at the halfway point. Split this up in half and work with their teammates. Are you wide here in the middle of the pack? So almost some contact there. With Dolan kind of just stuck in the middle right now. Looks like they double follow back out. A little 3 wide in for back, a little contact as well. Three wide in the back of the field right now currently. Drivers giving each other plenty of space though. Here it comes, looks like Nathan Lehman on the outside, leading that charge. He's up to second place beside Sam Hoff. Close a little bit of time on Main Street to turn 3. So here he comes, he's side by side with Hoff. Now he has a chance maybe to get side by side with Alex Anderson. Anderson out in front, has no help currently. Here comes Jared Skinner. Oh, Anderson, he looked like he was going to go block, but he didn't have enough time. As now side by side, Nathan Lehman trying to look for the race lead here in lap number 14 over Alex Anderson. As off of turn number 2. And Nathan Lehman clear here down the back straightaway. Has a little bit of scattering further on back, 3 wide. As Lehman almost clear there. I think he'll clear off at turn number 4 depending on how good of a shove Jerry Skinner gives to him. He is clear. Will he go down or will he stay up with Jared Skinner? Looks like he's going to go down. Front of Alex Anderson. Now Nathan Lehman will claim his spot in the race lead right now. Once again, side by side. As the outside lane has really died down quickly. Only 3 cars up there. And so they build back up and they're side by side with Nathan Lehman. Skinner half a truck length ahead, not quite clear as Albert Lopez moves his way up here. Albert Lopez up 10 spots. Lopez still side by side there. And a good shove there from Caleb Yates. Lopez easily the biggest mover up 13 positions. We're coming up to the halfway point here momentarily. Is Albert Lopez, is he clear? Yes, he is. Enter in turn number 3. Oh, it still looks really squiggly there. Oh, it looks like him off on the apron and maybe falling to the back. No, he's gonna stay up ahead. Not sure if he got a bad shove there. We're at the halfway point here tonight for Duel 1. No cautions yet tonight. It's been pretty calm for the most part. Seen a few 3-wide moves here, but not anything too crazy. But most field getting single file, I think these drivers are ready for pit stops here pretty shortly. As here comes most of the field down pit lane. Going the race hard pit lane. And it looks like Alex Anderson will be this one off pit lane. We'll see when the other drivers come down pit lane. Let's see if they come down pit lane. Gotta be smooth on and off pit lane. Looks like pretty smoothly. No penalties there for anyone on the field. Anderson way ahead. There he goes. There's Skinner and Nathan Lehman. They're gonna be good together right here. And it looks like Anderson, Skylar Jones, and Isaiah Watrous were below by these drivers. As Isaiah Watrous can look to the left side. Oh, around goes Skylar Jones. Anderson behind Alex Anderson. Jones spins out through the grass, but he'll keep it straight for now. There's no cautions out there for the 47 machine. And it looks like Isaiah Walters just turned down, wasn't going to lift there. Looks like Jones just knocked him back straight away. We'll take a quick look what happened there on the chopper camera. So getting around the drivers who just came off the lane of Jerry Skinner and Nathan Lamon. As they Walters goes down instantly, he's to the inside of Skylar Jones, and Jones just goes around down into the infield there through the grass. Hops a little bump right here. Right there, hops, takes some air. But Jones and Warnock will now be together here for 16th and 17th. Jones is quite a bit of positions, around 14 spots there from that little wreck there, but front pack now 7 deep. Even though this will lead pack number 2 with him, Nate Boggess, Caleb Yates, and Dustin Coggin. See how aggressive this front pack is, because it could grow a little bit here with this backpack maybe pushing up here, and about 16 laps to go so far. A single file out here. As we'll see if the second pack can catch up here. Last time by they were about a few tenths slower. That time they were a little bit about to slower as well again. So looks like the second pack probably not gonna catch up to the main pack unless these drivers really duke it out here late in this race with 14 laps to go. The drivers just kind of taking it easier. Jared Skinner and Nathan Lamon 1 and 2. Alex Anderson. They Walters, Matt Sisler, Sam Moff, and Jackson Fonstock there in 7th. So single file for the front pack, and Ruben Rose, Nate Boggess, Caleb Yates, Dustin Coggin also single file. Also came out of the third pack here as well, being led by Russell Windsor. It looks like Skylar Jones has joined this pack. Remember, Jones spun out, got spun there by Isaiah Walters about halfway through this race. We'll see what these drivers really come up here with. 11 laps to go, but right now we'll do a little Ellering, crank it up. All these drivers get out here, single file. As back live here from Daytona. 7 laps to go here tonight. And here's the move as they watch us him off. Down the back straightaway. Right now, the pick off Alex Anderson from the get Nathan Lim on. It's a little side drop there from a Waltrus. Now block from Skinner. Got the racetrack Isaiah Waltrus down the bottom. Now it's side by side of the race lead. Hoff gonna follow him through. And Isaiah Waltrus goes to the race lead here lap with 6 laps to go. Skinner with a big side drop there to Sam Hoff. Skinner get a clear here with Jackson Fonstock, but Fonstock not quite clear on the bottom. Fonstock moves to the bottom here on the exit 4 down to the stripe. Jackson Fonstock leads his first laps of the night here with 5 laps to go in duel number 1. Single file on the inside. Come off, goes to the back here in 6th place ahead of Matt Sisler. Now 4 laps to go here at Daytona. Three laps to go now. Jared Skinner, Alex Anderson now in front. Have a little bit of a gap now on the drivers behind. You see Jackson Fonstock, Isaiah Walters, and Sam Hopkins work together as they're going to work up to the outside line. A little side drive there on Nathan Lemon. 2.5 laps to go here at Daytona. So, on the wall, Jackson Fontaine blows over, flipping down the front straightaway. That's going to be the first caution of the season. A blow over. On the front straightaway for the 61 machine. Come the unreal. As it was off of turn number 4, they're just going to run up the block. And just a bad shove maybe there from behind, but oh my goodness. Flipping over for the 61 machine right in the front straightaway in the tri-oval. Let me get a blimp view of this one. So Jared's going to go to the block, and Isaiah Walters just, I don't think had enough time to check up, but what a save there from Alex Anderson as well. But Jackson Fonstock, oh my word, flipping dude, barrel blowing over down the front straightaway. Yeah, Alex Anderson here as well. It's a piece of this a little bit. It's a big hit right there. 67 drifting in the pit lane, slows it down in time. So, well, block 5 is clear there, I believe. But he'll go out to the end of the longest line. Right now, Jared's going to be right soon. We'll have a green-white checkered night here in Duel 1. It's going to be a race here when we go back green. Should be going 1 to green next time by. Rolling up down the back straightaway. Gonna be green, white, checker like I mentioned. Looks like these drivers should be good on fuel. They paid around 20 laps to go. This truck turns off in the pit road as the field goes into the restart zone. Jared Skinner leads us to the green. Iron 5 man blows the green flag and we're underway, back underway here at Daytona. As it looks like Isaiah Welch with a good up through the gears. Maybe able to clear, not quite clear Jared Skinner yet. For the top four, 2 by 2. As Matt Sisler gonna push Isaiah Waltrus as hard as he can up to the front. We're half a lap away to the white flag for this race to be official. Isaiah Waltrus is clear on the bottom. Will he take it though? Will he stay up top? It looks like he's gonna stay up top for now. Ahead of Matt Sisler. They're rocking their way down off of turn number 4. Coming to the white flag this time by some contact further on back, but did they make it to the white? Yes, they did. White flag there. We're 2.5 miles away from the checkered. As you'll watch us, Jared Skinner side by side, big wreck behind him, obviously on the front straightaway, but still about 8 or 9 cars up ahead here in the main pack. Very tightly congested here. Oh, the inside squabbles a little bit. That's gonna allow Isaiah Waltrus and Matt Sisler to clear. Will Sisler go down? Yes, he will. Sisler goes down. Waltrus walks. Oh, Ruben Brothers misjudged it there as a wreck again behind. Isaiah Waltrus in the clear for now. Jared Skinner has chase here. Can he chase him down? Off of turn 4. Skinner has a run. He looks high. He goes down low. It's gonna be a drag race though. It's gonna be Isaiah Waltrus barely by a nose over Jared Skinner to win duel number 1. As the wreck on the back straightaway, it looks like Ruben Rose just misjudged it there. Isaiah Waltrus picks up the win here for duel 1 for the Pro Spill and Recovery dual races. What a finish that was there for a 60 machine. Let's see, take a look at this wreck here in the front straightaway. This is on the restart here, but we worked our way down the back straightaway and the turn a little too far back. But the first track here, got the mid pack. Looks like a bunch of cars there. Skylar Jones, Russell Windsor, Sam Hoff are posted there next week. Ruben Royce up ahead here, down the backstretch. I think he just misjudged the placement there of his race truck between him and Matt Sisler. So Sisler goes down right here. Ruben Royce tries to follow him down, but just hooks him in the right rear, and that causes a couple cars, 4 cars right there. I'll pick up Isaiah Walters to win here as he blocks Jared Skinner perfectly. Skinner very close to the end there. If he had Nathan Lamont pushing him, I think he would have got there in time, but unfortunately for him, just not enough. As we'll take a quick break and we're going to be ready for duel number 2 in about 10-15 minutes time. So we'll be right back here on the Legends Racing Network from Daytona International Speedway. We're looking live at Daytona International Speedway for duel number 2 in the Superstar Cup Series. And right now, practice just wrapping up here. Arrows will be on grid here for tonight's 40 lap race like it was in duel number 1. So pretty action packed late in that one. First 35 or so laps kind of calm, cool and collected, but then the last 5 really turned up the heat. 8 come here at Daytona, and the lights have turned on as well. Us to go 40 laps total. Miles in plane. Moving up here tonight, so earlier tonight, Ryan Housen got second place here in qualifying. Let's see what he can do here. Duel number 2, Sam Hoff, who will be starting pole position next week, ended up wrecking in his duel race in the last lap. Ryan Housen can maybe a little bit better luck than Samuel Hoff. Basically not rolling off a few nights. Hopefully cars turn off here in a moment's time. Lineup here. Duel number 2 is Ryan Housen on pole position. Alongside him will be Craig Martin in second. Third will be Dean Wilkes. David Paula will be in fourth. Fifth will be Braden McWilliams, and sixth will be Connors Dozier. Seventh will be Michael James, and Tony Allison will be eighth. David Nimmertz will be ninth, and Alex Green will be 10th. Nathan Johnson in 11th, and Stephen Ardell here will be in 12th. Donald Kent will be 13th, Zach Stewart will be 14th. Johnson Taro will be in 15th, and Chris Liger will be 16th. Ford Evans will be 17th, Carl Cantona's 18th. And rounding out our field of 19 will be Jimmy Dykes in the 18 machine. Bill rounds her way off of turn number 4. Pace car to turn off the pit lane. Ryan Housen will lead us to the green this time as into the they go. Green flag is in the air. We're underway here for duel number 2. Rocking their way down the back straightaway, picking up speed here, getting up to full throttle. Ryan Housen working the outside there. With Craig Martin, they'll both go down to the bottom of the racetrack. Martin, not quite clear of Daniel Mullix in the 8 machine. So they're looking pretty strong here, really on kind of a reverse of what it was in the duel number 1, the inside seemed really strong early on. Drivers up the top, looks like maybe Ryan Houston and Tony Allison. There, with Allison goes down to the bottom again. Those are thinking about as well. Side Ryan Houston there, 4th and 5th. These drivers pretty calm early on in tonight's race compared to what you typically see out of Daytona type of racetrack with only 40 laps. So I think we'll kind of see these drivers do similar strategies, get around lap 20-ish or so, and try to stretch to the end. But we saw pit lane very important last race to spread out the field quite a bit as well. Yeah, it plays out in this race as well. I'm sure it'll be extremely important here in the sack who comes out in front. Rocking their way through 1 and now turn number 2. Gasoline still has some numbers out there, but just not really pushing us too hard on the outside line. Trying to get to the front. Craig Martin currently leads out in front behind him, giving the call up. Hans Bozing, now Tony Allison now clear, so the top 4 drivers clear on the outside line. Many of them elect to move up ahead of Ryan Houston, and we kind of just consent staying on the bottom lane. We ride around here for these next few laps before the pit stops happen. And so far, pretty calm race tonight. 8 laps in this one, 1/5 of the way through. Really on the outside lane, it was like the more dominant lane, but kind of the inside is formed up a little bit better. Has a little bit more numbers as well, so that's kind of dying down a little bit. I think there's only like 7 cars on the outside there. I'm going trying to go on board here with Brady McWilliams. I'm right in the middle of this front half of the pack, currently in 7th. There's one driver up the racetrack. It looks like that is Daniel Mullen's going to be ahead of Ryan Houston. Ryan Houston going to try to push him up ahead. A bit of a slack up there, looks like, as the outside is not doing a good job right now. More and more drivers on the inside that formed up way better. Now the 3 wide, further on back, and then Zach Stewart maybe as he slots in line behind Nathan Johnson. But Craig Bryan still leads here in lap 11. As last duel that we saw, they pitted around lap 20, 21, 22 on those 3 laps. So 3 wide there for on back. Right in the middle of Tony Allison. Out in the second hole right there. As they kind of double follow back out here down the front straightaway off of turn 4. There's no contact on the wall there. We'll take a replay what happened there. It looks like, ooh, already hit for 1 yard. That's Daniel Molnex. Very interesting there. Here comes the outside line with a good run here. Ryan Houston being pushed there by Alex McQueen, a 95 machine. They're alongside Brady McWilliams in 4th place on the inside. They're trying to work their way as here comes Connors Bozing up the racetrack to get in front of Ryan Houston. Alex McQueen left out the drive there, went up a little bit too high on the racetrack. And getting them all to squeeze that space. There's some contact. McQueen the outside wall, contact between him. It looks like the 5 machine. Is that actually? I don't think it's the one actually of Michael James. This Duel 2 looks like a little bit more aggressive in the first half of this race. Rewind once again here for second. Up top is Ryan Housen. No help up top as well. It's still 3 wide. Ryan Housen falling back just a little bit down to 9th place now. We're working out number 17 right now. The outside looking really strong here in the mid portion of this race. When will these drivers come up pit lane? It's about what we saw for duel number 1. These drivers kind of single file out, but most of the field double file right now currently. Here comes the inside lane charge. Looks like it's being led. I believe it's being led by Craig Martin there on the inside. Martin with a good run off of turn 4. He's now side by side with Connor Zabosian. Lawrence was dropped in line ahead of turn 1. The whole drivers come down pit lane. We have reached the lap 20 mark as this race is at halfway. The driver on the inside on the apron. So it was Zach Stewart there. Kind of check up there, but no one else has pitted though, and we're working lap number 22 now. His drivers now kind of staying out a little bit longer than duel number 1, but most of it now single ball back on the inside. Swagger leads now on the inside. Will these drivers coming up pit lane? Looks like a few of them mates. And so they're checking up a little bit. Yes, they will. It looks like Michael James. Oh, wreck in the back. Wreck in the back. Car is wrecking. Car on the inside wall. Then it's Brady McWilliams. Will bring out the yellow. I don't see yellow flag out yet. Jordan Evans around as well. There's one driver with black flag, David Nimart and John Santoro. Black flag for those two drivers. We'll see if we can see what happened on that replay. They wrecked. It was Billy McWilliams around. Going on back. Looks like just a stack up him and Jordan Evans. Round they go. Hard hit for Brady McWilliams, and Evans hits the rear end. They're off and away here. As will the rest of the field come on pit lane. Yes, they will, but they go overshoot big time. Big overshoot by everyone. That's going to be penalties for probably every single one of those drivers. Christian Swagger, Alex McQueen, black flags. Ryan Houston, how did he get under enough miles per hour for him to not get a penalty there? They overshot it big time. As the leader of this pack is Daniel Mollett, who came out as a basically everyone else. Well, he's all by himself though. No help from behind. His pack is really spread out. Michael James is the closest to him. As here comes the rest of the field off of Bentley, Ryan Houston. Donnie Kite not too far behind there, about a second back. A car in between them, I believe a driver who got black flag. As Ryan Houston will be the race leader here on lap 24th and 25. Donnie Kite in second. Daniel Mollett in third. As the group really spread out here after these pit cycles. Looks like the pack is caught up here, so this could be about an 8-car pack here. As Nathan Johnson and Caboose in the caboose seat right now. 8 cars deep. With around 15 laps to go. Here at Daytona. See, when these drivers make a move, I assume these drivers will kind of just chill out. They know they have a pretty big gap over the rest of the field. No reason to push out at all. So like the last 3-4 laps or so. We'll see how that works out for those drivers. Flying Kite skiing around the lap drop car there of David Nimmer. The lap car there, that's Craig Martin, and another one up ahead. Thomas Boozing on the apron there. Still single file for the most part, getting around some lap traffic, and lap traffic is kind of added on to this pack of 9. 8, I should say, now. With 10 laps to go here. Who will be the first driver to make a move? I think it would probably be drivers further on back, having a little bit further to go, like a driver like Nathan Johnson, who won the first ever race here, Superstar Racing a League at Daytona. So he has a little bit of that Daytona magic in him here in the dual race. Obviously, well, not working for points, but they'd still start in 3rd place here, or 4th place, excuse me, if they do end up winning these duels. Kite does have some experience in winning at the Super Race. He won 2 in Talladega and the ARCA series there. And maybe pick up one here in Duel 2 as well. We've had 6 different winners in 6 different Super Speedway races that we've done. Seven laps to go now here at Daytona. No one's made that move yet. I think they'll probably wait with around 3 or 4 laps to go to make that move. Possibly pick up the Duel 2 win here. 6 laps to go here now. 9 cars in the lap in this main pack. A few others have joined in as lap cars further on back, so it's I think a total of 11 here in the main pack. Four and a half laps to go, and now one driver up. That's Ryan Houston. He has no help for now. He's gonna do it by himself. He does not care. He's up to 7th place, now 6th, and here comes Nathan Johnson. He can maybe look to help out. Doesn't look like he will. Christian Schweger looks like will. One driver further on back. I think it's Craig Martin possibly there. Yeah, it is. The 22 machine up ahead on the outside. They're not quite close enough to Ryan Houston help out. 4 laps to go, 10 miles to go in this one as well. Donnie Kite continues to lead lap traffic up ahead as well. How will that affect these drivers as they enter turn 1 and turn 2? Three laps to go here. Now the race is on. Drivers getting a little bit more aggressive here. Put it on the front pack. Bonnie Kite's still ahead, but on the outside line, David McCullough working the outside line. Only 2 laps to go. Big side right there for Lon back. Ryan Houston looks squirrely there on the apron. In the trial, 2 laps to go, 5 miles as well. As the outside line kind of dying down here as David McCullough blinks out there for a moment. But where will he reappear? Looks like he may have blinked out of this race. To the top 3 right now. Clear right now on the top side. Coming to the white flag this time by. Will we see wreck here off for turn 4? Or will we make it to the white? And the white flag in the air this time by. Donnie Kite leads over Daniel Mullox over Michael James. Here with 1 lap to go. On the outside, there goes Nathan Johnson. Donnie Kite moving up to the top as well. Working both lanes here early on. Oh, right in front. Big wreck on the front. Daniel Mullox around. As that's going to allow Ryan Houston to sink his way through. Nathan Johnson behind as well. Contact there as well. Michael James doors Nathan Johnson up the racetrack. And that should allow Ryan Houston to pull away even more. Off of turn number 4. Donnie Kite around. Daniel Mullox around the back. Let's get around. Allow Ryan Houston to pick up the Duel 2 win. I believe Michael James will move up to 4th there as well. And he'll start 4th place here a week from today, Ryan Houston wins after not even having to really do that much here in Duel 2 as his position was locked in second. We'll take a look at that last lap wreck. Looks like a bad shove there for Daniel Molnix on Donnie Kite. Not sure that came down a little bit too much, but he goes up and yeah, I mean, Molnix barely tagged him there. Looks like Donnie Kite got a bad block and his momentum was lost off of turn number 2, obviously, from him running to the top side. So Molnix fakes up top, goes to the bottom, and Donnie Kite barely gets hit there. And that's a huge, huge wreck. Ryan Houston picks up the win here at Daytona. Ryan Houston picked up the Duel 2 win. He'll start in second place as well next week. So what a night it was qualifying and the Duel races. Put on some good shows, some last lap wrecks there. We'll see how it is next week though at Daytona. Well, up next on the Legends Racing Network, we got the Bonehead Rookie Series. Friday night at 8:40 Eastern Time. They will be going to Talladega for the penultimate race of the season for the championship 4. It will be settled as well. But next up on the Superstar Racing League as well, be at Daytona for the main event. Race number 1, who kind of saw a taste of that tonight. 80 laps in total, a bunch of qualifying laps as well. So we'll see you next week here at Daytona. We'll see how it is here for race 1 of the Superstar Racing League in these new trucks, season number 4.